First things first, I realize we are no longer in the middle of the year. We have surpassed that, but I was tagged in the mid-year book freakout tag, I believe is what it's called. Who knows? So I'm doing it now rather than later when we're at the end of the year, and then this tag would not make any sense at all to make, to film, to share with you. So that's what I'm doing today. For the rest of this video, just pretend as if we're still in the middle of the year. It's not like it's August already, the middle of August. Holy shit, this year is coming quickly to a close. I was tagged, like I said before. The person that tagged me is GeekyKiki44. Thank you for tagging me. I will leave her link to her booktube down below. Go check it out. Okay, on to the questions. Let's get started right now. Question 1. What's the question? Best book you've read so far this year? This one. This one. What am I doing? We the Drowned by Karsten Jensen. I read this at the very beginning of this year and nothing's topped it. Nothing has topped this book. It's absolutely beautiful. It's definitely one of my favorite books now. Question 2, best sequel you've read so far. I haven't really read a lot of sequels. Before They Are Hanged, this is the second book in Joe Abercrombie's First Law trilogy. I read the first and the second book back to back, and I have the third and final book. Have not read it yet. I plan to soon, but the book is huge and will take an eternity to read. Question 3, new release you haven't read yet but want to. I have 2 that are somewhat new releases, I want to say. Both of these came out in 2015, so that counts, right? That counts. First, I have Barsk, The Elephant's Graveyard by Lawrence M. Shion? I don't know, sorry. I don't really know anything about this book at all. Somehow elephants are involved in a futuristic world of Earth, maybe? I don't know anything. And then there's Luna, New Moon by Ian MacDonald. Don't really know anything about this book. I'm assuming shit goes down on the moon, and I think that's a good assumption. The moon wants to kill you. Right there. I don't think you can see that. The first thing it says is the moon wants to kill you. My assumption was right. Shit is going down on the moon, and I am excited to read this. The next one is biggest disappointment. For this one, I'm going with Dune by Carrie Corp and Laurie Langdon. I don't have the book anymore. I sold it. I recently got rid of a shit ton of books. I didn't do an unhaul. I didn't see the point. They were books that I read when I was a teenager. I didn't want them anymore, so I sold them all. And I got rid of Dune, which is the biggest disappointment. That book, crap. Just don't read it. And the next one is biggest surprise. For this one, I'm going with Moby Dick by Herman Melville. This book was absolutely incredible. I didn't think I was gonna like this book when I first picked it up. To be honest, I don't know. I was intimidated. I didn't think I had the capability and or knowledge to read this. I thought I was too stupid to read this book, and I guess I wasn't. I don't know. Wonderful. If you haven't read this, read it. And the next one is favorite new author, debut or new to you. So for this one, I'm going with an author that's not debuted, but just new to me. And we're going with Mr. Chuck Palahniuk. I read Lullaby this year, and then I also read Fight Club, and I read Haunted, and now I have Choke, which I just got. I'm going to be reading this very, very, very soon. Probably sooner rather than later, like in a couple days. I suppose I should thank Adrian from Strip Cover Lit for introducing Chuck Palahniuk to me, I guess. Thank you, Book Yoda. Whatever. The next one is newest fictional crush. I don't really have a book crush, really. Since I started reading the Jack Sparrow series kind of over again from the beginning, I'm going with Jack Sparrow because we all know I love Jack Sparrow, so I'm cheating, but it still counts. And then we have newest favorite character. And for this one, I'm going with Minnow from The Sacred Lies of Minnow Bly. This girl goes through some terrible things, but regardless of that, she is a wonderful character, and I'm really happy that I read her story. They're like, ugh, read this book if you haven't. And then we have a book that made you cry. For this one, I'm going with a book that I read very recently. I think most of BookTube has probably read this book very recently as well, and that is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by Jack Thorne. If you follow me on social media, Goodreads and such, you may know that I was not the biggest fan of this. But this book did make me cry. There were 2 parts in this book that were sort of flashbacks, if you would. They got to me. They got to me, and I just, tears. Damn you, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And then we have a book that made you happy. For this one makes me really happy. Might be a little weird, but if you know me, then it would make sense. It makes sense, I swear. And the next one is the most beautiful book you've bought so far this year. I have 2. So The Sea Wolf by Jack London. There is a ship on this cover, and that's beautiful to me. And then we have Cup of Gold by John Steinbeck. There's also a ship on this cover, and that's beautiful to me. So both of these books, I think they're beautiful because there are ships on the cover. I like ships. The next question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? I don't know. All of them? And the last question is, favorite book community member, blogger, booktuber, or bookstagrammer? For this one, I'm gonna pick a booktuber because that's what I know most, I guess. I watch so many booktubers. Who could possibly be my favorite booktuber this year? You know, that's really hard to pick because it's not like there's so many, and I just, you know, Book Yodas are my favorite. Strip Cover Lit. Watch them if you have not watched them, and subscribe. They're wonderful sometimes. And that's the tag. Yeah, that's a tag. Yeah, it's done. Woo. Leave a comment below and say something. I don't know. I will respond and we could talk about books because that's what I would think we would talk about. I don't know. I'm rambling on. This video should have ended by now. I will see you guys in another video. Okay. All right. Goodbye.